Hey, subscribing isn't enough. If you have already subscribed, then please hit the bell button to never miss an update from us.
Arduino is an open source platform used for building electronics projects. Arduino has both a physical programmable board as well as a software or IDE, whatever you can say. This IDE is used to write and upload computer code to the physical programmable board. The Arduino platform has become quite popular with people just starting out with electronics and for good reasons. Unlike most previous programmable circuit boards, the Arduino does not need a separate piece of hardware in order to load a new code onto the board. You can simply use a USB cable. I am gonna show all of this in this video later. There are lots of Arduino boards in the Arduino family, but in today's video I am gonna talk about the most popular Arduino board, that is the Arduino Uno. Starting from this side, the GND labeled pins are short for ground, any of which can be used to ground your circuit. After that, you will see 5 volts and 3.3 volts pins. As you might guess, this pin supplies 5 volts and 3.3 volts power to your circuit accordingly. Most of the simple components used with the Arduino run happily on 5 volt or 3.3 volts. On the other side, these 6 pins labeled from A0 to A5 are the analog input pins. These pins can read signals from analog sensors like this ultrasonic sensor or from this LDR and convert it into a digital value that we can read. On the opposite edge of the Uno, there are 14 digital input-output pins from 0 to 13. These pins can be used for both digital input like telling if a button is pressed and digital output like powering an LED. You may have noticed a small wave sign before some of the digital pins. These 3, 5, 6, 9, 10 and 11 labeled pins act as normal digital pins but can also be used for something called pulse width modulation. I will talk to you about PWM in later videos. But for now, PWM can feed analog output and make a LED fade in and fade out like this. AREF stands for analog reference. Most of the time you can leave this pin alone. It's sometimes used to set an external reference voltage as the upper limit for the analog input pins. Arduino also has a reset button. Pushing it will temporarily connect the reset pin to ground and restart any code that is loaded on the Arduino. This can be very useful if your code doesn't repeat, but you want to test it multiple times. Just beneath and to the right of the word Uno on your circuit board, there is a tiny LED next to the word on. This LED should light up whenever you plug your Arduino into a power source. If this light doesn't turn on, there is a good chance something is wrong. TX is short for transmit. RX is short for receive. These markings appear quite a bit in electronics to indicate the pins responsible for serial communication. In our case, there are two places on the Arduino Uno where TX and RX appear, once by digital pins 0 and 1 and a second time next to the TX and RX indicator LEDs. These LEDs will give us some nice visual indications whenever our Arduino is receiving or transmitting data, like when we are loading a new program onto the board. This black thing with all the metal legs is an IC or integrated circuit. Think of it as a brain of our Arduino. The main IC on the Arduino is slightly different from board type to board type, but usually the Atmega line of ICs from the Atmel company. The voltage regulator is not actually something you can interact with on the Arduino. The voltage regulator does exactly what it says. Of course, it has its limits, so don't hook up your Arduino to anything greater than 20 volts. This is a Class B USB port which we will use to power our Arduino, as well as to upload a code onto it. You will get a USB cable with your Arduino which has a USB A and USB B plug on the two sides. USB A goes to your computer and USB B goes to your Arduino board. Arduino has also a barrel power port. Using a barrel power jack, you can also power your Arduino board.
So this was pretty much all for today's video. In the next video, I'm gonna show you how you can connect your Arduino with your computer and upload a code onto it. So like and share this video as much as you can. Subscribe to Experimenters if you haven't yet, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. You are watching Experimenters. This is Kaustubh signing out, and I will see you in the next one.